Welcome back from the break, everybody. I hope you enjoyed a whole lot of Sonic. I know I did here in the waiting room for Game Masters, which you're now watching. I am your host, Kara_TV, and we got a couple fun things for you today. But the first one, our main event, is going to be a 2-player showcase of Pump It Up. We got 18 songs picked out, ready to go here. It's going to be super awesome to see, both of our runners, share the same setup in order to clear a whole bunch of songs for you. It's going to be just every single time we do a rhythm showcase on Game Masters here, I'm always just blown away by the sheer amount of dedication, not just from the runners, but also what goes into making the songs, making the charts. That we all get to enjoy here on the stream. A lot of work goes into it. It's just a huge community aspect. So many people sharing a passion and coming in to just make a super awesome rhythm game and, really bring out the best of what you can get out of these games. So I'm really looking forward to see what our runners have cooked up for us today. But everybody, I do want to thank you so much for supporting Games Done Quick with your subs, gift subs, and bits cheered. Your contributions help keep our shows running, and if you're enjoying the stream, consider subscribing for exclusive emotes, ad-free viewing, and access to chat during replays. You can also always support the stream by sharing the GDQ channel with your friends. And if you're looking to get more involved with the GDQ community, you can join the official Games Done Quick Discord and add the Hotfix role to stay in the loop on upcoming events, chat with staff, and more. Use !Discord and Twitch chat for invites and more info. I am joined here by our lovely runners, Zelo and Haru. Hello, you two. Are you ready for some song showcases?
We are. Hi, everyone. I'm Zelo.
Hi, I'm Haru.
So we're going to get right into the meat of things, but we'll talk about what is this giant doohickey behind us? Well, if you watch my streams regularly, you'll know this is a Pump It Up cabinet. So Pump It Up being a wonderful music dance game that was DDR's competitor back in 1999, made by Andamiro. This is the current version of the game, Pump It Up Phoenix, released just a few years ago in 2023. Before I go any farther, we do have one very special friend and commentator. If you'd like to introduce yourself real quick.
Hi, my name is JQ Tran, and I am also honored to help commentate this Pump It Up Phoenix co-op showcase. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, John. We also had one commentator who unfortunately couldn't be here. So this is our shout out to our good friend V Kim, who does a lot for the Pump It Up community as well. We love him, so we miss him, but he just had to back out at the last second due to things. So let me just talk about a bit about this showcase. So you might have seen in previous hotfixes or marathons, I've done solo showcases of this game, playing both on single, which is just one pad, or double mode, which uses both pads. Well, we're going to mix that up a little bit. We're going to play co-op, which is a double mode where 2 or more players can play at the same time.
Two or more. Oh my gosh. I
know.
I am just mentally picturing 3 people on 2 pads, and my mind is melting already.
Well, we do have 5-player co-ops, but unfortunately we can't shadow clone jutsu ourselves, so we're just gonna play with just 2-player co-ops right here. So we have 18 songs prepared for you of various difficulties. We'll take you through the whole spiel. This is going to be just kind of fun, just give you a taste of the game. But from here on out, we're just going to start. Timer can start whenever. John will get us started on commentary, and y'all have a good time.
All right. And I've seen this list of 18 songs, and some of these charts will have hands, figuratively speaking, but I think it is a good showcase of what co-op can offer for Pump It Up players. So I'm excited to check this out. So we are currently going to our first song. And you can already see here, there are a lot of co-op charts, at least 141 co-op charts made for the game over the several of these years. And it looks like they are going to be starting off with Chimera.
That's a high BPM number.
High BPM number, that is true. But interestingly enough, this is one of the more accessible co-op charts in the game. And I think this is a smart choice as a warm-up. Now, it looks like Harukaze is going to be taking the red notes, and Zelo is going to be taking the blue notes. As you can kind of see here, one person is moving and maneuvering around the pads while the other person is sort of staying stationary on the long notes. So as a warm-up, this is a great way to sort of just feel your way around the pad, see kind of the space that you have to work with. And essentially, if you have kind of like an understanding of how doubles charts work, this kind of does translate into a regular doubles chart. The only exception being one person will be kind of stationary on the pad with you at the same time.
Yeah, one of the big things I'm
Also-
really noticing is it's not just you have one person on the left pad, one person on the right pad. No, you're crossing over.
Exactly, yeah. This game does sort of take advantage of the whole doubles layout, and you will be crisscrossing, moving around the pads. It's a good time overall. And it's also good to know, like, sometimes you'll be kind of like on the left side, on the right side. Sometimes you'll be on the same side too, like in this example. One person will be in the front, one person will be in the back. As you notice, Harukaze is slightly lowering herself too while she's in the front. That's so that Zelo can still have non-interrupted line of vision, so he can see the chart. Ooh, and I think they just full comboed that
Wow.
entire chart. Wow.
Opening up with a full combo is, you're on Game Masters for a reason. So,
Exactly. They know their stuff and they're willing to show this.
yeah, not like
999,370. Wow.
Jeez, that was incredible.
Next stage.
Something to also know, I've known Zealer and Harukaze for a long time and their accuracy is very on point. So while this is not surprising at the least, it is still wonderful to just see how on point they are with their timing.
Do you know what the frame window is for a perfect? So I've got
The frame
perfect,
window-
great, good, all that kind of stuff.
That's a good question. The frame window is actually, compared to other rhythm games, it's actually on the higher side of things. So there is more room for a perfect. But given the amount of movement you have to do in this game, very impressive nonetheless. Oh, and it looks like they're going into Violet Perfume by SHK. While this is a slightly slower step chart, this does show more synchronized movements as well. So Zelo and Harukaze are going to be hitting the same rhythms, but on different arrows, instead of necessarily one person standing and the other person moving at the same time. But this is also a good way to see, like, you can kind of listen in on their steps as well. It's like very crisp, and they're also kind of relying on each other's steps to sort of maintain the timing and the rhythm, in addition to what's going on at the screen.
I'm already dizzy just staring at it, so I am not built for these types of games. But it's still impressive to see everybody who knows what they're doing.
Yeah, it does seem intimidating at first, but if you do decide to pick up the game at your potential local arcade, it sort of, you kind of get that experience slowly but surely, and then you can impress all the people at the arcade. Oh, and now we have sort of throwback to Chimera, where one person is standing while the other person is sort of maneuvering around. And you can also kind of see their movements. Like in this example, Harukaze is like almost facing the wall just to make sure that Zelo has enough space to maneuver. And now we have these like really big twists where they're kind of like weaving in and out between the center and the side. You think they're going to cross over, they don't cross over, but now they cross over. And I think with all that perfect maneuvering, that looks to be, I think it's a full combo?
Yeah.
One great, wow.
Triple S plus. How high does it go?
I didn't even
Imagine that
see
as
the
high
grade.
as it goes.
Yep, the maximum score is 1 million and the highest grade is a triple S plus. And you'll probably also notice like those perfect game, ultimate games at the bottom. That indicates sort of like their sort of judgment distribution as well. Perfect game is like all perfects. Ultimate game is they have perfects and greats. Extreme game is perfects, greats, and goods, and so forth. We'll probably see more. We might see more plays down the road. Who knows? Or maybe we'll just see all ultimates and perfects and
That'd be
extremes.
pretty awesome. Every single
Yeah.
one perfect. I'm like, okay, all right,
Yep.
you're good. You're good at the game. I understand.
Yeah. All right, now we have a cute song here. So kind of different from Chimera and Violet Perfume, this kind of throws 16th notes into the quantization. And while it is a bit faster, they are able to sort of stay stationary while executing those 16 notes, so it's not too much of an energy drain, fortunately. But there's also these sort of stationary patterns where one person will kind of just stay in the front and the other person has to sort of maneuver behind them and around them. Oh, and Zila's doing a little monkey dance. I'm not sure how appropriate that is, though, because it's a duck song, but, you know, it's fine. They're all... monkeys, ducks, they're all animals. Ooh, and something interesting to note here, too. Now, it looks like Harukaze has a slightly different rhythm than Zelo at this moment, and sometimes co-op charts in Pump It Up are imbalanced in difficulty, where the person playing on the red steps will have a higher difficulty pattern versus the blue player. You'll probably see this more in future charts as well, but it's good to call out here as well just to sort of set that expectation.
Wow.
Oh, it looks like it's another full combo.
I saw one great in there. Yeah, I only saw one.
Ooh,
Or a good.
one good.
Yeah. It was during
So,
the really,
that's
really
the-
intense section on the blue steps. This is still ridiculous.
Next stage.
Still really good timing.
That was
And
still a
it
PB
does-
even with 0 and a good, so still taking it.
Oh, PB. Congratulations.
We still take that. Records are always good.
We love the PB live on screen.
Exactly.
Live on Game Masters.
Always keep improving yourself. So now this is Solve My Hurt by Doen. And
Oh, there's a heart.
you see those heart notes,
Yeah.
but you don't have to hit them actually. They're just for visual flair. But yeah, Solve My Hurt, kind of a fast song, but at the same time, it's also kind of a chill song. It's a very nice sounding song, but at 234 beats per minute, which is even faster than Chimera. And you can also kind of see Solve My Hurt, similar acronym to SMH, definitely very intentional. Ooh, now that pattern, I kind of like to call them tight ropes because you don't have a lot of room to sort of do those twists. But, as we also notice here, Zelo is doing some very impressive backstepping and slightly lowering himself as well, just so that the line of vision for Harukaze is uninterrupted. And a lot of good crossovers as well. Ooh, and a very fast pattern, but they nail it. Oh,
There's the hearts for
And-
flair. Yeah.
for flair. Yeah, because Solve My Hurt almost kind of sounds like Hurt Heart, kind of close enough. But yeah. So Marvelous Game essentially means their score has had 5 or fewer misses in that. And you can kind of see here, very perfect accuracy, no grades, no goods, just a few misses, but it was during a very tricky pattern where you don't have a lot of room to sort of like do those turns, so it kind of demands a lot from you.
Yeah, my favorite part of these co-op showcases is like it's not just knowing the notes, but like the stuff you have to do outside of the game itself. Like, you know, making sure you're out of the way for your partner and you could still give a visual line of sight and like, you know, seeing where that's planned, where the breaks are, when you could rest. And it's just, it's super fun to see that.
I like how you say visual line of sight because for this chart, that is not really what we're going to be doing. John can explain that.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah,
right,
I
I'm
love
ready.
this chart. This is such a jam, and also you'll see. It's very fun. I love this chart.
Obelisk.
But yeah, don't let the intro deceive you. They will have to pull out some tricks in order to get through this chart. Starting now. Now, they're looking at the screen. Now they're not looking at the screen. And they just keep going. They're just spinning. And it's like, how do they do this? Did they have to memorize the entire chart? And the answer might surprise you. You don't actually need that much memorization to execute this chart. For a lot of this chart, you just need to make sure that you remember a particular pattern, when to turn, and how to count. So for that particular pattern, you just have to remember the 8 count. As in, you execute that pattern up to an 8 count, then you turn, and then you execute it again. So we can count it with them as well. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2. I think I counted wrong, but
Yeah, we get the vibe at least. Yeah.
yeah.
In other words, they're dancing.
Exactly. It's kind of, yeah, it's like kind of a paired ballroom dance in a sort, where they just have to make sure that they follow that set pattern. And now, instead of an 8 count, they're going to do a 4 count. So they have to double time it. Woo.
Well done. They're doing great. You know, they're staying active, crushing it through the song so far. Like, yeah.
They're listening to they're hitting to the rhythm of the soul. It's great.
It's wonderful.
Now, if I remember closely, I think this next song is going to be... There's going to be some interesting gimmicks to it as well. We were kind of talking about counting earlier with the 1 and 2 and 3 and, but this will kind of contradict it a little.
Do the 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 4, 5 and whatever method you got.
Yeah, they will not rely on that, but they will... There are some context clues behind the song to help them sort of navigate through it, but we'll see why it gets a bit trickier in this one. This is Dance With Me by Banya. Relatively not too fast song. There are some fast patterns in the beginning, but that's not where the main difficulty lies, and we shall see it now. Yeah, very kind of fast patterns here. But this part is where it gets tricky. Now, you kind of see all those clumped up notes, right? And they're not moving.
Oh, yeah.
But Zelo and Harukaze know when to exactly hit them based on the song. You can kind of hear in the background those hits. Now, if you were to sight read this, it would, to be honest, it would kind of be a logistical nightmare. Even if you do know the song, there are a little bit of context clues to help when you are dealing with a potential stop. In this case, stop being sort of like the chart just stops moving for a given period of time. Now, when you see the notes kind of clustered together, that's kind of a signal that there is probably going to be a stop. And in the case where the notes are sort of spaced out, that's when you can kind of see that it's not going to stop necessarily. So you can kind of see it here, like the close notes are stopping, but the spaced out notes aren't stopping as much. And now the chart kind of goes back to regular with sort of more fast patterns with the 16th notes and the occasional 32nd note actually, which is pretty fast.
Disgusting.
Yes.
All right. Disgustingly good, Zelo.
Exactly.
Well done.
Unbelievable!
Only one miss in all of that. That's
Wow.
No,
New record!
And a personal best.
Hey.
901 extra points.
that's 2 PBs here on Gamers.
Yes.
Next stage!
Again, making it look easy, but it's very much not.
It's very demanding. Like, you have to really build up sort of like, because you have to hit it on time as well, you have to sort of build up that muscle memory and also just like being able to move back and forth at a specific time. Ooh, Poseidon. So Poseidon is by Curry, and one of the songs that released in Double X, the version before Phoenix. This is kind of a tricky one. There's going to be a lot of movement in it. Kind of like, we'll kind of see how it goes. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of movement sort of back and forth, and we'll see how they take care of it. Alright, not too bad intro here, but we're going to start going into sort of the crab walking sections where they're kind of like shuffling back and forth. They never really commit to switching to the other side. They're just kind of like going back to their side in the center. And now they're switching sides and they're sort of going to repeat it again. And now they're kind of like shuffling back and forth on each side. And now, kind of a little break. They can sort of get more combo. They can sort of take a little rest before this next section here. Now, this next section coming up is going to sound very similar to what we saw before, but the patterns are going to be a bit more complex. You can kind of see that instead of crab walking, they kind of have to sort of turn as well. And they don't have a lot of space to work with, so they have to make sure that they're not colliding with one another as they do a turn, or if their leg accidentally crosses over a little too much. But you can see here, they're still maintaining combo really nicely. But here comes like sort of the more aggressive back and forth where they really have to shuffle across the pads. And those tightrope motions. Ooh, and that was solidly executed. Oh, and that was a full combo. Very nicely executed.
How was that a full combo? How is that a full combo with all of that?
I don't know. Like I have trouble doing this chart. I need a co-op partner like Zila or Harukaze to help me out with this.
Next stage!
Alright, so this song was about water, but this next song, once they get to it, is going to be about fire. Ooh.
It's like poetry.
Actually, maybe that's why they chose it. Yeah, I didn't notice that, huh?
So you're feeling the beat here.
Yeah, this is some good Eurobeat.
We have this recurring joke with the song where I forget it even exists until it got new charts, like in the last patch. It is a good song. I just always forget it exists because Max does so much music for this game, and like this is like one of the few things that's licensed instead of original.
Yeah, that is surprising. I think this song came from O2 Jam, I believe, initially, and it was crossed over into Pump It Up, fortunately. It did recently get new charts, but the co-op chart has been in the game for... I don't actually remember. It's probably been in for at least a while. But yeah, Rage of Fire is going to sort of be like a summary of what we've been seeing before. You'll probably see like those stationary movements, some of those synchronized movements that you saw in previous charts. So this is going to be kind of like a review for all of you watching back at home, what you've learned. There is a lot more center movement in this chart as well, so they do have to make sure that they are ducking appropriately. But yeah, overall, for most of this chart, it's not too bad. But yeah, you can see here the stationary movement. Zelo is maneuvering around the pads. Now Harukaze is moving around the pads. And you can also notice that Harukaze is using the bar. Using the bar is actually a strategic decision, especially with co-op charts, because sometimes when using the bar, you do have to sort of lean back, and you need to know exactly when is the best opportunity to lean back in those instances. Otherwise, you might accidentally run the risk of blocking your partner from moving on to the next set of position. Now, the ending is also something I want to take a look here. Let's take a look at how their bodies are positioned for the ending. Now, if you saw that, it's Harukaze was kind of doing a V movement where she was on the right side, then right side front, then moving back, and then going to the left side front, while Zelo was doing sort of an inverse V movement. Oh wow, two greats as well, full combo. Good stuff. Especially
Kiara,
with that ending.
I think I need to be on your show more often just so we can keep getting PBs.
Zelo, you are welcome back anytime. this is really fun.
Next stage.
That is
Such a
that
good
is 3
performance.
PBs so far for the crew. I believe. I've been counting correctly. That's...
You're giving them the good energy and the good luck.
Yeah. Now I was giving them the beforehand. He's like, this is going to be like a really casual show. Don't stress about it too much. And here we go, just knocking out PB after PB after PB.
Honestly, it's so good to see. This is... We all need these moments. Ooh, and now we're going into the snow with Waltz of Doge by Cashew, who is also another talented Pump It Up player from Indonesia. And this is clocking at 250 BPM, so you can kind of see here, it's going way fast. Yeah, and if you are not locked into sort of like seeing your own color, it gets very overwhelming. So you have to make sure that you're like paying attention to solely your color note. And I like this section too. It's kind of like you're jumping to sort of the wacky noises that are in this song as well. It's very nicely thematic.
Oh no! Wait, what's this?
Oh, they had to switch. It's another case of visual flair. Fortunately, it doesn't affect their gameplay too much, but they do have to switch sides to make sure they're hitting the right color. So it's just a little spooky thing, but fortunately, nothing too spooky in terms of actual patterning. Man, those alternations, it's just so much arrows at once on the screen. It's a lot to take in. And nicely executed.
Well done. Oh, I'm getting exhausted just watching. And taking the example of our lovely runners, make sure you're drinking your share of water too.
Yes, that is very important. Hydrate as you
Yes.
can. See?
Yes, Zelo.
Flashing the water bottle. I am hydrating now. Ooh, and let's see what song they're going to pick next. It's Slam by Novasonic. I think this is a Korean rock song, but interestingly enough, there are various categories in Pump It Up, like World Music Originals, and this is under K-pop, even though it's not really K-pop.
It's close enough, right?
I guess it's close enough, yeah. It's K. Yeah. We'll take it. Now, Slam has been around in the game for actually a pretty long time. It's been, I think it was introduced around 2000. So, 26 years or 25 or 26 years, pretty good lifetime. And with that, it is one of the older songs in the game, and it has some pretty infamous difficulties for sure that we'll definitely see in this co-op chart. All right, and they're just going to sort of just get right into it. This song starts out pretty rough from the get-go. Yeah, as you can see, there's a lot more notes, a lot more faster movements that they have to execute. And because of that, they are holding onto the bar when they are on their respective sides. That way they can kind of like stabilize themselves just to make sure that they can hit these complicated 16th note patterns. But because they are well synchronized, they know when to sort of let go of the bar if they're in front and have to quickly transition over. Ooh, and that was a rough pattern. And this chart also throws in a lot of jacks, which is essentially like tapping one note twice at a very high frequency. Yeah, this chart has a lot of things going for it. It has a lot of 16th note streams, it has a lot of jumps, it has a lot of jacks. And it just kind of like throws it at you. So if you don't have the energy, it'll be kind of tricky to recover. But they are maintaining a very strong combo here. So they are well prepared for this. Ooh, and this next part. Ooh, okay. So now it's the jack jumps. Just imagine like hitting 5 jumps in a row as 16th notes. That's just like, you're sort of like jackhammering the pads at that point. You really have to make sure that you have like good calf muscles in order to execute that. And look, another PB.
Number
a significant
4.
PB.
All right.
On one of the harder co-ops charts too. Dang.
Zelo, the amount of PBs here shouldn't be allowed, but for you, I'll let it happen.
Well, they're going to continue to happen, hopefully. But Haru needs a break, so you might be thinking, how am I going to play the next co-op chart? Well, don't worry, I got this. Don't worry, I got it.
All right, wait, Zelo, don't hurt your. No, wait. Dang it. Okay, there's nothing I can do. Zelo's just going in. Oh no.
I'm also worried.
I'm worried.
But I am also very curious.
What do you mean a solo co-op? Oh no. Haru bringing out the support plushie just in case.
See, the support plushie could have helped him. I don't. Yeah.
Headless chicken.
But Zelo ain't no headless chicken on this one. it looks like, yeah, Zelo is hitting both the red and the blue notes.
Wait, and
And also the hands.
coming in to play. Never.
Yeah,
have I
this chart
seen
has
such
hands.
gaming.
This chart has hands figuratively and literally. Wow. So, fun fact about this chart, and actually another co-op chart from the previous version, there were some co-op charts that were actually designed to be also played by yourself. So while you can have a friend sort of like jump in and help you play the chart, these charts have the potential to be able to be executed by one person. Interesting thing here too, he's hitting those 12th notes as sort of like 6th notes, and that's also because the timing window is pretty generous enough that it still maintains combo as you do it. So instead of trying to like 1 foot 12th notes and sort of straining your foot, he can sort of relax his timing just a little bit and still be within full combo. But yeah, he's treating this as sort of a regular doubles chart. But the colors are throwing me off. It's sort of like, it's like mixing and matching. I don't know. Yeah, in these cases, I think you're just focused on sort of like what the arrows are and not so much what the colors are. Oh, and there's that visual flare. All yellow arrows at the top. One miss. Wow, dang.
GG, Zelo. You had me scared going in there alone.
But, you know, I think it's always good to give the audience a little thrill here and there.
Okay, well, it'd be fun because I may play that one solo. Now, what if it happens where we play double solo? And you'll see what I mean in just a bit.
Wait. Oh, no. Oh, no. Zelo's got stuff cooking. And it terrifies me. But
Yeah, I'm
on the pads.
Doppelganger. Yeah, just looking at that already, it's kind of terrifying.
I mean, the art alone here, terrifying. The background video here, opening up Pandora's box, looks like. And yeah, this is.
Wait, both colors are red.
No. Oh no. Oh no, I see. Okay.
Oh. And if you saw that, there were some non-pump it up arrows that were sort of telling them when to get on and off the pads. So it's interesting, like normally there's like a red and a blue, but now there's just both red. And now the receptors are split as if they're playing singles. You think this would sort of be like illegal and pump it up, but no, this is fair game to have like all these kinds of different visual flares. And the interesting thing too is that even though it is one color, they're still able to read it normally like a co-op chart. And I think that's because the co-op chart in particular gives them context clues as to where one person should be stepping and where one person should be standing. So the lack of color is not a problem here. But now you'll see, they are hitting the exact same pattern, and that is for good reason, coming up now.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, they are playing the exact same pattern, but it's not represented as like two distinct patterns. Now, it's sticking true to the song's name, Doppelganger. So you see some notes are disappearing into thin air at the top. Those are the fake notes. So we don't know who is actually hitting the real notes and who is hitting the fake notes. Who is the real player, who is the doppelganger.
Spooky.
We'll never know which one of them is real and which one of them was fake.
Is that another PB?
Oh, PB!
Do I detect that PB at number 5?
I think it's number 5, yeah. And it's on like the hard songs as well. Very impressive.
Zelo shaking their head in disbelief, but you know, We'll see if they have, as a crew, any more PBs.
I am rooting for them for more
Yeah.
PBs. This is a great opportunity to get more.
For sure.
He can shake it. He can shake his head. It's still good.
As I was saying, like at the start of the show, like the community effort that goes into making all of these charts, fun stuff for everybody to play. It really is impressive. Like, just the amount of effort to make this, make it fun, make it visually interesting, and planning for two players to weave in and out of each other.
It takes such care. It takes like such careful preparation as well, because like any bad charting will cause collisions, so they have to be really careful with it as well. And it does show the amount of care that they put in, which is great. Yeah, it looks like they are playing Twist of Fate by Jehezukiel, which is another very talented Pump It Up player from Indonesia. This chart in particular is an imbalanced chart, so the red notes will be more difficult than the blue notes in this instance. And I don't recall if they did a player swap, but it looks like Zelo is taking the red notes this time and Haru is taking the blue notes. And in this course, the notes are going to be gradually getting more difficult, throwing in more double steps, more interesting turns, and more 16th notes. And this big stream of 16th notes. And a little break before we get to the ending here. Now, Harukaze is going to be directly in front of Zelo during this section, so slightly lowering himself just to make sure that there's no... and
what's this?
Harukaze does a turn. More visual flair. That is the craziest quantization I've seen in the game, where it's just a complete wall of arrows.
I think the funniest thing about that last wall of fake notes, so if you're playing on an older computer for this game that doesn't have a good processor, you get more lag. You get about 5 times as much lag as playing virtual highlight.
So it's like each arrow, it's not just like
Next
a
stage.
sprite made to look like all the arrows. It's literally, they just put all the arrows in there. So it has to process all of them.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
That's kind of scary. Wow. I would not think about overheating a computer with that. Ooh. Makes you wonder how many notes are in that wall, too.
Too many.
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, and I guess next up, it's January, but we're going to be celebrating Halloween with Halloween
Blink
Party
will be
Multiverse. Sorry, what was that?
Halloween. You will blink and it will be Halloween 2026.
Yes. Well, if this year is bad, that might be better. But hopefully this year is good. Very cute background too. Very adorable. Now, this is also kind of another imbalanced chart. You can kind of see red does have some more 16th notes. Blue doesn't have as many notes. And it looks like they did a player swap too. Harukaze is on the reds and Zelo is on the blues. And they're just sort of winding and maneuvering around each other like a pretzel. Pretty good combo so far. A lot of alternating patterns. And this is interesting. So Harukaze will, to hit the center, she'll be sort of mostly up in front, and Zilo is just sort of like sneaking in the back. Very clean tightrope motions here. And now just a lot of arrows on the screen at once. You have Harukaze hitting the holds, Zilo hitting the singular notes. And you kind of see at the end, there was kind of like those center notes that were like on opposite sides. Those were fake out notes actually. Ooh, almost perfect game there. Just one miss, but still very impressive.
Now, assuming all perfects would be the perfect 1 million score that we were talking about.
Yes.
Next stage.
Ooh, I think we're coming down to the final 4 songs. So they are going to be ending this particular credit on La Noce de Figaro's before getting into the next credit with 3 songs. This song is not too bad. It's pretty cute, actually. It's not too difficult, and I think this is sort of like a good comprehensive review before we get into the final 3 charts.
Oh.
It's not too easy, but not too hard. Very cute. I think they're about to go to a wedding. Yeah. It's also just really cool to point out like how much effort they spend into the BGAs as well. Even though you can't like really process the BGAs as you're playing, it's always just nice to see visually. Like it just helps build sort of like the theming and just sort of the overall vibe of the song and charts. Fortunately, we can sort of just watch both the chart and the BGA at the same time. Also, slightly fun fact. Now, the dragon, it looks like there's sort of like a dragon in the BGA. That is actually coming from a different song as well, a different song's BGA that also contains a wedding involved. So, in that BGA, the dragon was trying to crash the wedding, but fortunately this time the dragon crashed into something else, so this wedding will not be interrupted. Ooh, and some fast maneuvers there. Some nice back and forth. Oh, and they're facing backwards, waving to the crowd.
Aww. Hi, Zilo. Hi, Audrey.
Unbelievable! You are the best!
Another marvelous game.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're going into the
Truly.
final credits here of the showcase.
The final credit, and potentially the deadliest. But that's what makes it exciting to watch. I'm sure they'll do fine. Probably.
I think the irony I just realized of this song, unless we played a wedding song, which happy almost 10 years to my wonderful wife right here, but we're going right into Death Moon after that.
Oh, like a
Happy
death
10
honeymoon.
years. Wow. That's so sweet.
Wow, time has flown by so quickly.
New tunes. GDQ Hotfix.
Yeah, it looks like their next song is Death Moon by SHK. Yeah, just sort of like the title sort of like implies, it's a pretty difficult chart. You will kind of need to know your co-op abilities and just get those down in order to be able to execute this chart. And we'll see why in a moment. This chart in particular focuses a lot on staircases as well. That's sort of like the M movement on the pads itself. And sort of these middle 6 movements where they're kind of like weaving back and forth between one another. And you can kind of see here, Zelo is opting to do the spin. Zelo kind of performing the staircases as well as Harukaze. And you have these sort of fake outs where it's like you kind of have to go between your respective side and the center, not fully committing over to the other side. You got some of these nice crab walk motions here, followed by tight ropes. And another spin. Ooh, and now all the notes are holds, so if they even drop one note, it will impact them significantly. But they're holding on very well.
Oh.
Ooh,
Wow.
so close.
Amazing.
Nicely executed.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, just that couple misses at the very end. Held on incredibly well through that.
Yeah, there was just like so many notes on the screen that were just like hold, 16th notes, just a lot of stuff going on.
Stage. Co-op play.
All right, let's see what they pull up next. It looks like they are going to go for actually Ignis Fatuous. Is that how you pronounce it? But this is a remix of an older song as well called Will the Wisp. So I think Ignis means something similar.
I just say ignorant fat ass because that describes me perfectly when I play this song.
No, I don't believe that. But that is a good name in case you do not know how to pronounce it. So good to note. This is by DM Ashura, who has composed for several different music games as well, like DDR, Stepmaniacs. Yeah, I think this is also particularly faster than the original song Will o' the Wisp. That song is at 210 beats per minute. This is at 220, and we will kind of see how intense this chart gets. You did notice that there are staircases, those like M-like movements in the previous chart. This kind of takes it up to another level. And we shall see that here.
We have seen illusion and reality begin to overlap and fuse. The line between them begins to disappear.
Yeah, already it's like there's a lot of aggressive movement where they have to sort of like not only weave back and forth, but they just have to keep moving. There's not really any good break for them. It's kind of like a comprehensive review of all that we've kind of done so far, but at a very fast speed of 220. Kind of see here, like Zelo is kind of maneuvering around, making sure that he doesn't collide, whilst they're still kind of like weaving in those hold notes as well. Looking pretty strong here. Oh, but here comes the final section. A very tight turn. And now they just have to keep moving. There's like no room for any break whatsoever. They have to be perfectly synced up with each other to execute this next pattern well. And here comes the M run. Ooh, and they full combo that section.
Oh.
That is impressive. Like, during that staircase section, they had to be very close with each other, and if they missed up once... Oh, ultimate game. On a difficult chart. That is very impressive.
Well done, you two. Well, geez, like that's PB number 6 from them. And I believe we have one song left coming up here.
Let's hope they can get the PB as well for that one, but that's gonna be a doozy for sure.
Now, before we get into this last song, I do want to give people a heads up for what we were doing after this. So our showcase here, we're going to our last song here because playing rhythm games for like 3 hours straight is really difficult, as it turns out. And we do not want our lovely runners to injure themselves for the sake of giving us a long show. So what we're going to do is a little bit of a twist. I am going to be stepping in to the hot seats, and I'm going to be playing some games for you all. But which game I play is going to be up to you. So I have 4 very, very rusty speedruns that I have not practiced in a long time. And chat, I want you to pick which one that I do. Your choices are going to be between Celeste, any percent, The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past, NMG, any percent, Super Metroid, 100%, and Super Mario 64, 70 stars. We're going to get a poll going in there for about 10 minutes, so make sure you get your vote in for what you want to see. And let's hear from Zelo here.
Thank you, Kiara. So we are at the very end of the showcase. This will be our last song. Thank you all for watching. We love showcasing this game, and it's not often we get to do co-op together for something like this. But what would a music game showcase be without a little bit of Toho? So this is one of our original Toho songs composed by Max, and it's going to be a doozy. This is going to be our finisher right here. So John could take it away with commentary.
Sure. This is Kazu Shinja by Max, and I believe it is a remix of the Toho song Forbidden Magic or something like that. Nonetheless, this is an excellent song. This is a Vocaloid. It also incorporates Vocaloid as well. So, best of luck to them. This is one of the toughest co-op charts in the game currently. It is very stamina demanding, so let's send all of our energy to Zelo and Harukaze. Alright, and you can kind of see here, they will have to be doing a lot of 16th note streams and just constantly keep moving. I would definitely recommend using the bar in this particular case when you know you can use the bar for those transitions, just to help stabilize yourself. That was excellent 16th note drill handling right there. But this next part is going to test their stamina. And they just have to keep going at it. There is no stopping whatsoever. And they have to crisscross with those 16th note streams onto the other side as well. Ooh, I can kind of feel it. Feels like they're getting tired, but one last push before the end. Just look at that. It's
Wow.
So many notes on the screen. I do not know how they have the stamina to keep hitting that after an hour of play. And it just doesn't stop. It's still going. Ooh. Perfect. The life bar did not even drop whatsoever. They just have to keep going and going Oh, and it is a PB on one of the hardest charts in the game.
Wow. Oh my
They earned it. They earned it.
Zilu,
What a way to end it.
Haru, you two are incredible.
That was amazing. Holy cow. Wow. You know what? They deserve that victory.
Yes, they deserve this victory celebration as well.
Co-op play.
Wow. Well done.
Amazing.
Well done, Zilo. How do you feel?
I feel great. How does Haru feel?
I'm still here.
Still in one piece. Well, thank you very much for joining us for a wonderful co-op showcase. I can't believe how many PBs we got in that.
Yeah,
That
I
was
counted
ridiculous.
7. So
Yeah,
Ooh, lucky number.
For once, I'm on this side of the screen and not on the mic.
She did great. So thank you for being my wonderful co-op partner. John and Haru, do y'all have any quick shout-outs before I take us out?
Thank you for having us. It was fun.
Yeah, thank you for having us. This is exciting to watch. Wow, that was a very impressive showcase. I cannot. Oh, that is way too much. I am so tired just from watching that.
You're tired. Okay.
listen, this was tough for my eyes, okay, following all those notes.
Yeah, that was a lot of notes. That was like over 20,000. I don't know.
That was a lot of notes. Well, I will give some quick shout-outs. First, thank you, GDQ and Kiara, for having us. This is always fun to do, just the different things. I love showcasing things for y'all. And Pump is still my favorite rhythm game. I love playing it. I love showing it. And I will say, there was mention earlier of the Steam version, Pump It Up Rise in chat. That is a more hand-focused game, but that's a good place to kind of get into the game if you want to try at home. We also have a new arcade game coming sometime this year. It's going to be a few months out before the teaser or such comes out, but we know we'll get a new mix, new version soon, so that'll be fun. Refresh the game with new songs, new ideas. Big shout outs to Andamiro, the company who makes this game. They don't really make money off of this game, honestly, because rhythm games are very niche. But the dev team is very passionate, and as small as they are, they continue to still support this game, do what they can, and it's why this game is just so much fun, because they really let their creativity shine when they don't do too many silly things at the same time. But like headless chicken. But thank y'all for having me. I will hopefully be back on Hotfix at some point. But otherwise, Kiara,
Zilo,
you may
you're
take
welcome
us
back
out.
anytime.
Thank you very much,
Hey,
y'all.
hey, just message me if you want to get some more PBs, all right?
More PVs.
Anyway, everybody, if you are not already following Zilo, please refer to the pin message and give both Zilo and Harukaze a lovely follow. I also want to give a shout out to Haru as well for being part of Artist Alley here at the most recent AGDQ. Had some super adorable miniature arcade cabinets that were really cute. So thank you so much, Haru, for bringing that to us, and both of you, and of course JQ Tran here in the call with me. Thank you all so much for coming on. This was a blast of a showcase, and I can't wait to see more of what y'all come up with. That being said, that is it for our Pump It Up showcase, and I'm seeing the poll results here. And it seems The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past just narrowly beat out Super Mario 64 70 Star. So I have not played any percent NMG in probably about 2 years. So we'll see how I do, chats. And if anything, I could just blame you all for making me do this speedrun. But again, big shout outs to Zilo, Haru, and Jake. Welcome back to Game Masters, everybody. I am your host and runner for our final run of the day. The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past NMG Any Percent, as voted by the wonderful GDQ audience. So, no joke, again, I'll remind you, I have not done this run in 2 years. This is an extremely rusty speedrun. So, will I die? Maybe. Probably. Will I go overestimate? Also maybe. Who knows? But this is not our former Skybill's lovely show, Mercy Kill. So we will be finishing this as best as I can. So thank you all so much for voting for this. And I'll go ahead and count us in 3, 2, 1, go. I get to use this cartridge that I picked up in Japan a couple years ago. But as we're doing this opening cutscene, you can always catch up on past Hotfix shows, special events, and GDQ marathons over on youtube.com/GamesDoneQuick. And if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay up to date with GDQ. Also, if you're curious what's coming up on Hotfix or interested running on GDQ, you can always check out this week's schedule and submit your runs to be showcased at gdq.gg/hotfix. I also already made my first mistake because of Rando Brain, and I'll explain why. That lamp is supposed to be gotten early, but you do have to get it. And Nintendo thought of this. Nintendo knew that, maybe people did not know to open that chest. Maybe they never played a Zelda game, and that's just decoration, right? So there's actually 3 places in this game where you can pick up the lamp, and that is just the first one. The last location that you can pick it up is in Zelda's Cell, and that is also the fastest location to pick it up because it's right next to you. You have to move like 2 tiles to get it. So the speedrun route for this ignores the lamp until that time. So I already forgot my routes, so good job me. But, everybody, thank you so much for joining me. And again, big shouts again to Zelo and Haru for that amazing Pump It Up showcase. Like, the skill on display for any rhythm game just blows my mind. So it looks like we got poor RNG there. All right, I'm feeling okay. Now that I got my hands on the controller. Let's see, the sword button is B, yes? Yes. Look at this. Look at that. It's like riding a bike. And that's Rando Brain again, getting the map. You don't want to get that in an actual speedrun. I have done a lot of Link to the Past randomizer, but the speedrun is its own thing. All right. I'll be not pumping it up, but pumping directions. You'll see Link move a little bit at a time, like go through doors. That's resetting my walk cycle to push me ahead a pixel at a time. And this is the room for why you don't want the lamp until this point. Because see this boomerang? The first item you get will go and be actively equipped. So if I didn't have the lamp at that point, I would not have had the menu there to get it. The boomerang is always in that chest. And interestingly enough, if I was doing 100% instead of any percent, there's actually a free way to get the red boomerang without going to the ferry, and you can pick it up in Village of Outcasts later. But because I'm rusty, we're gonna do some pot strats. Don't make fun of me too much. Oh, we got a friend. We got a friend here. Get out of the way. This is not your story, buddy. All right, good. See, right here, this is gonna be 5 rupees. You can see we rescue Zelda. She has a lot to say. We understand what she has said, and that's $5. So that is one of the chests that could contain the lamp. And we are operating purely on muscle memory here. Out we go. Yeah, thanks again, everybody, for voting in the poll. I'm honestly not sure which of the 4 games I would have preferred to do, but I am happy to be doing some Link to the Past. But I was truly ready for whatever anybody voted for. So the rest of this is just kind of finishing the escape. You're kind of on a very linear path here. There's a couple different doors you can go through. Okay, bad guard RNG. There's a couple doors you can go through, but for the most part, we're fine. There's a series of rooms we just have to go through, and we're gonna do it. Zelda, if you can understand Japanese, is kind of telling us where to go. She just said there that, oh, there's a secret tunnel behind the throne, and this is the throne right here. And now now that we have 2 of us, we can push it open into the sewers. Why is there a whole bunch of sewers behind the throne? Well, you know, emergency passage just in case. It's always good to have an exit plan when Ganondorf comes by. Though it didn't work out this time. Out of the way. Okay, this should be a key. Getting hecked by bats as usual. All right, so I'm mentally thinking of where I need to go next. So in Randomizer, I would be going to Kakariko, but not so here. Here, we're gonna go straight to Eastern Palace because we need the boots as quickly as possible. All right, good mouse RNG, good rat RNG. I always love this next section because Zelda just says, pull the lever. And she doesn't say which one. Just pull one. And there we go. The first split is complete. We have rescued Zelda. So the game's done, right? We have saved her. Easy. She has a lot of text. Now I'll put my controller up here so you can hear all the buttons. It's my text mashing technique. After this, yep. I will grab the safety hearts. With how rusty this run is for me, I am not going to ignore the safety heart container. So you'll see top runners just do this whole starting section with only 3 hearts. And 1 heart is a lot bigger of a difference than you think because it gives you 1 extra hit for a couple of the hardest bosses. So, yeah, we'll see. If I'm gonna die, I imagine I will either die in Palace of Darkness on Helmasaur King, or I will die in Ice Palace off the Cold Stare. I think everything else I got kind of on lock. And, you know, maybe I'll get golds and silvers. We'll see. All right. So this is Eastern Palace, the first of the Light World dungeons. Get out of the way. Thank you. You know what? I'm actually going to get these 5 arrows. That's going to help me for later. Since I had to kill that guy. So the game will tell you to go to Kakariko to talk to the villagers, and really all they do is send you on your way to Eastern Palace. But we already know this is where we need to be. So no point in actually going through the efforts to go to Kakariko. It doesn't unlock anything. It's just purely for information. And kind of showing the casual player that Kakariko is, you know, a hub. There's a whole bunch of stuff there. It's an important location. So why am I going here? Okay, this is Rando Brain. Rando Brain again. Okay, let's get back on track for actual any percent energy. As this is not the GBA version, this is the Super Nintendo version. I'm playing on real hardware. A couple modifications to make it look better, but it does. This is an actual Link to the Past cartridge. All right, I do not need that chest. I'm not going to get baited. Yeah, we could just say I got safety money, right? Then we come down here and get some arrows. I'll get another arrows here. God, Rando Brain is a real thing. Type 1, if you have played randomizers, gone back and done a speedrun, and it's like, oh, I'm checking all the checks that are normally useless. Because that's me all the time for any rando I play. It just corrupts me permanently on the speedrun. I'll be playing Super Metroid, then I'm going to get a useless missile pack, and I'm not doing 100%. So I'm like, it's the worst. So for Zora, there are a couple locations that we're going to go to get our Zora money. All right, it's a little spooky, but okay. There's our big key. Let me just get one heart. Again, I don't trust myself. I do not trust myself. It's been a hot minute. Oh, I already got those arrows. That's when I was supposed to get those arrows. A little bit out of order. And there is our bow. I'm going to equip that right now. Got a nice rupee drop there. So my money route is looking pretty good. Granted, we are not doing 100%, so we're not going to have to worry about the digging game or the chest minigame. But it's always good because there's a couple money walls that you have to hit. Just getting some extra arrows. And we're going to try and kill both of these red Igors at the same time. And then get some arrow drops, and we are at max arrows, max health for Armos Knights. Let's see if I remember how to do the quick kill. All right, you know, just like riding a bike, chat. Just like riding a bike. I did fire one extra arrow, so it's good I picked up some extra arrows. The real test is going to be Land Molas, the next boss. But now that Eastern Palace is done, and we have the green pendants, we could turn that in for boots from Sahasrara, and as a result of that, the game now really begins. Again, he has a lot to say to us. And he only talks to us after we prove our worth by getting the green pendant. There's the boot. And now we immediately do a glitch with the Pegasus boots to go really fast like this. Minute one, or second one, you're doing it. So the boots is where so much optimization comes down into this game, because like knowing exactly where to dash, what tiles to dash on, they're all planned out. Every single one is planned out. Now, you would think I would remember all of them, but I don't. So there's going to be some scuffed dashes here and there. But our current goal is to make it to the library to get the book in order to get into Desert Palace. Now let's do a spicy spin speed here. Oh, let's do it again. All right. I failed 2 times, so that's going to be it. There we go. So now with the Book of Fedora, we can unlock Desert Palace. So we're going to head there right now. Oh, was a little late on my dash. Now I'm just going to take free hits from the archer. I am legit nervous for some of the later dungeons. I think after we get out of Palace of Darkness, I'll feel a lot better. Okay, just some dashes where I can remember them. Again, we're living on muscle memory here. All right, I think this position is good to just dash straight left. Yep. There we go, and that gives us access to Desert Palace. So the only thing I need to get in here is just the minimum requirements. We go to the top left, get a small key off of a torch. Then we head all the way right to get the big key. Then come all the way left again. So we're kind of like just going back and forth over and over and over again until we're done. In order to get the power glove, our next big upgrade. All right, there's our small key. So now we're gonna head right, and there's a couple of arrow pots. So knowing which pots have arrows under them is pretty crucial to the arrow route of this game. So I think it's the middle one. Yeah, the middle one has some arrows for me. Because I'm going to be dumping all of my arrows into landmollas. It's 4 arrows per. That's another rando brain. We got the compass. It's 4 arrows per landmolla, so a perfect kill, you'd use 12 arrows. But it's very hard because their patterns are completely random to land a perfect 12 arrows on landmollas. We'll try our best. And if I run out of arrows, then we are going to have to resort to sword spins to take them out. Yeah, I meant to get the compass, right? RNG manipulation or something, right? All right, so luckily there are 2 arrow packs here. I'm going to get a bonus 3rd arrow pack down below. There's the power glove. If you're curious what power glove is in Japanese, it's pawa guravu. So basically the same. Japanese is fun. All right, so down here in this bottom pot, there are arrows. So now we're capped out once again at 30. I'm going to need them all. And that's another one of those micro optimizations that the top runners of this game will do. They'll throw out any arrows they do not need, assuming that they're just going to get what they're going to get or reset on the boss. I'm going to dash through this door and I'm not going to bonk. You see that? That is called, well, if you get bonked, that's called just a bonk, key door bonk. If Link is placed on certain pixels on the ground, certain X and Y coordinates at the start of a dash, then he will just dash right through doors. The way to set that up is if you kind of like bump yourself along an item or like something in the game, like a pot, a torch, which I just did there, it'll kind of align you in such a way that you're going to be on the correct pixel every time. Okay. 4 hearts and a dream. And we'll get out our bow. This is a scary boss if you're rusty. But yeah, see me, I don't know where all the bosses are, so I'm gonna need the compass to tell me. All right, we got 2 hits off. We're already low on HP. Okay, not the best. Okay, we got 1 down. We're almost there. Oh, I'm almost dead. Okay, we need to be careful. Oh my gosh. You know, I didn't expect to die to land mollas, but that is honestly kind of funny. So here we are. Here's the problem with this. I now only have 8 arrows, and there's not really any place for me to refill them. So we gotta go through. Anyway, this is a rusty speedrun, so you're getting what you're gonna get. We're on our last Lamola. I literally misplaced Link's hitbox, and here we are. Don't worry about it, chat. Because there's more arrows right there, just in case. All right, we have 13 arrows, just enough. All right, one down. Oh, missed. Okay, my last arrow. Now we're resorting to sword spins. Each sword spin is one arrow. Got a nice double spin. Oh, they're giving me at least some good RNG here. All right, we're done. Yeah, this is one of the fights where you kind of just sit there and you can grind this for hours upon hours upon hours in a session. Just to practice all the different ways that they can do. They can do long hops, short hops, medium hops. They can go any which direction. I think definitely one of the most difficult fights to optimize. And normally you're not supposed to save and quit, but I am going to do a handful of save and quits just to make sure that I don't explode and soft lock, mainly because right up here in this next spot, I have to fake flippers. And if I fake flippers and I get hit, which is likely, the game soft locks and there's nothing you can do about it, and I would have had to restart from scratch. So we're just not gonna do that, okay? So the way it goes is we get rid of you, get a heart. All right, so we head up to this portal right here, and you'll see the Zora spawns. So if I missed this portal, I would have ran face first into that Zora, and I would have been dead. Yeah, anytime I mess up, you can all feel free to say first try whenever I actually get it. Make me feel better. Make me feel a little bit better. Okay, so we have one more dungeon before the Master Sword. And that is Tower of Hera. We have to rescue our old man. We cannot run with the old man because he's an old man. He has to walk. He's got a little cane that you probably can't see. But you can actually try and run. It's kind of funny. You'll just see... you'll see a whole bunch of dust kicking up, but we're not going any faster than if we just walked. And now everybody's most hated enemy in The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. The cabbages. The falling cabbages. Oh. The random RNG cabbages. Oh my. There's our mirror. I think I'm going to take another hit as soon as he gets in. Nope, we're okay. Oh, I got hecked by... Oh my goodness. Oh! Okay, it's not too big of a deal if I died there, but I would rather not. Quaton Spectacle Rock, oh my gosh, a piece of heart. We will not be grabbing that piece of heart because it will not fill my HP. So what we're gonna do is I'm actually gonna come in here, and instead of mirroring out after grabbing the key down here, I am going to simply just take a death warp. So I'm just gonna let you run into me. This will refill my HP so I don't die. So this is an intentional death, and it takes me where I need to go anyway, instead of mirroring. All right. And our next spot is the basement. My favorite room in Tower of Hera. We just gotta sit here and wait. So how is everyone doing? Type 1 if you're enjoying the show tonight. As for me, I am Kiara_TV, the host of Game Masters, filling in for the back half of the show today. And if you are just joining us, this is Rusty Speedruns, starring me. A game I have not speedrun in over 2 years. Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. Doing my best. Muscle memory is a very powerful thing. Just gonna have to kill you slowly. Any Moldorm fans in the audience? Here, I'm gonna actually hit that switch so I can get some safety hearts. All right, now I'm gonna give this strategy one go. Just one go. Let's see. Yeah, that's the compass. Now I know where the boss is. All right. Okay, I did it. Okay, I'm actually proud of myself. So that's a bomb jump to save me having to drop down. And I'm realizing I'm gonna have to hammer jump later, and I'm terrified of that. All right, let's get some extra health, shall we? Beetles out of the way, thank you. Huge skip. Massive skip. All right, here he is, Moldorm. Gotta get 7 hits on him. Try not to fall off. There's health resets. Oh, we're okay. All right, final hit. Get out of that hole. Got him. Okay. Moldorm is down. So that is 3 bosses. Give me my heart container. Thank you so much for that. And our 3 pendants. Let's go get the Master Sword, shall we? Okay. We'll be back up here later for some tablets. But for now, we are escaping. And I think... Yeah, so there's a hole here. There's going to be a hole here. There's a pot in here. I'm not sure if it's the first pot or the last pot that has arrows. Okay, yeah, that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope! I knew it! I knew it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we'll stop a little bit early. Does this pot have arrows? No, that's just some rupees. Since I expended all my arrows on Lamolas and ended with 0, that's not great. That's not good for me. So I'm gonna have to make up my arrows elsewhere. Because I do need them for pod. Or Palace of Darkness, if you're unfamiliar. Take care of you. Come down here. We'll pick up the mushroom for easy menuing. And maybe, who knows, maybe depending on how I'm feeling, maybe I'll turn it in for the magic powder later. Magic powder is not required, but it does make the run significantly easier. Which, given I died to Lamolas, maybe I'm gonna get some powder. We'll see. I'll let chat decide if I do Silverless Ganon or not. Oh my gosh, Vanilla Master Sword on the pedestal. Can you believe it? I can't believe it. right, so we're gonna come out and we're gonna get a message from Zelda. She's scared. She says, Taskete, go to this, and then she says, yeah. Not my words, those are hers. All right, I do need some cash. But I'm at least good to enter pod. Don't worry, we'll be getting the bacon. Also, that was an extremely aggressive guard. I went the wrong way, but I corrected myself. I caught myself. We are now going the correct way. Oi, you stay out of this. You know what? I'm gonna get this heart. It despawned. I was too late. And now I just look like a fool because I wasted time. Again, thank you all so much for supporting Hotfix. It is an honor and a privilege to do this show. Coming up on 5 years of Game Masters. Let them get close together. There we go. I don't have sword beams, so we're gonna take this a little bit slow in here. I'm just gonna do a nice little spin attack there. Thanks for the heart, I will gladly take it. All right, so we're in Aga Tower. And for those of you unfamiliar with Link to the Past, I'm gonna tell you about a secret. There's a boss, a certain boss that speedrunners love at the top of this place. And he has a chance of throwing you reflectable shots or blue balls. You can get a guess from 0 to 15 on how many blue balls I'm gonna get in this run. The median is 3. So that's what you can expect most of the time. The highest I've seen is 9 in all my time. Oh, those are arrows. I'm gonna grab them. Okay, I'm not using any of my arrows to kill these guys. There should be an arrow pot in here somewhere. If not, I'm not going to worry about it. There it is. Okay, I knew it was on the right side. Slowly building back our arrow count. Yeah, a lot of high guesses here. I'm not sure how I should feel about this. But here we are. So the way it works is Aghanim will throw a reflectable shot at you at the start. And then he'll have to do 3 more that are a 50-50 chance. After 4 shots, he'll have to cast lightning. And then every shot after lightning is a guaranteed reflectable shot. That's why you can't have anything above 15. Because if you do the math, if every possible blue ball is the blue ball, 15 is as high as it can possibly go. So here's the guaranteed. And then from the next 3 are 50-50s. All right. 0 would be pretty awesome. Okay, there's 1. Two. Gosh dang it. Okay, now Aghanim's gonna head to the top and do lightning. The top of the screen is safe, so you're just up here, you're fine. And then now we get a guaranteed reflectable shot. we're back to the 50-50s. Okay. That's 3. We need to reflect 2 more in him. All right, looks like 3 is the answer. The expected value was 1. This should be the last hit. There it is. We'll spin with him. Ray. Yeah, I guess, good point. If you play properly and do not miss a reflect, you can get more than 15. But I, being a professional Link to the Past player, known famous speedrunner of Link to the Past, Kiara, I would never miss a shot. All right, we are now in Dark World. I do like how Sawstraw is talking to you telepathically. In Japanese, he is ending all of his sentences in ja, which if you've ever watched anime, that's what all the old people say, stereotypically. He is no exception. We're gonna get a fairy here because Palace of Darkness is scary. I'm starting to get a little bit fuzzy on where I need to go next, I'll be honest. So I'm kind of like, my memory is sequential. So I'm reading it sequentially. Where I see a screen, then once I'm on that screen, I kind of like, okay, I think I need to go to this part of this screen. And that's how all of that is working. All right. Now, the monkey, unlike an old man, talks like a gangster, which is very funny since he charges you to accompany him. And yeah, it's the characterizations are very funny. I am not Japanese, but I can speak and read a lot of Japanese. I'm not fluent by any means, but good enough to be able to play video games in Japanese. So you're gonna get all the fun little tidbits from me. We're gonna get some extra bombs. All right, so I believe let's see, how do we route this actually? Oh yeah, we need to get this key first. So we come out here, grab this key. That gets us the boss key. Oh, wow, that resets. Today I learned. This is what I get for getting the key seconds. Yeah, Kiki the monkey basically is extorting you. All right, there's the big key. And we drop down and we get this key as well. And we do want to mirror, because when you mirror, it fully resets the items dropped in the dungeon, and we want bombs. So we're gonna get extra bombs, just like that. So if I was really down bad for bombs, I could have gone through and done that. And there's a possibility, because I'm gonna have to hammer jump, which is the next trick. It requires 2 bombs to pull off successfully. And it's, oh. You know what? We're just gonna reset this. All right, I think I'm 1 pixel too. Okay, that's good. Oh wait, I am actually, here's what we're gonna do. We gotta reset this again. I had the right pixel, but I was one tile too low. So we're gonna fix that right here. All right, one pixel. Okay, boom. There's the pixel. Okay, I think this should work. Woo! All right, we got the MC hammer. That's what it's called. That literally is what it is called. The MC hammer. Get that key. I'm gonna kill you because I'm low on HP and I'm scared. I'm not afraid to admit that I am scared of dying in this dungeon. I have not seen you in so long. Yeah, first try. There are a number of visual cues you can use to set up that trick. I use I keep on finding the compass chests. I was like, okay, I need the key chest, which I think it's the left one down here, or the right one. That's the key. This one is the single arrow. There's one chest that has a single arrow in it. For some reason, that one is one of those. I got it. I knew it was going to be that. I thought it was funny. Lirodon, you joke about that? You joke about that. I want you to know I have done that. I have gotten the red couch, the GDQ couch, on the back here. Did I mess up? I think I may have messed up. Yes, I did. I did mess up the dungeon. I'm gonna have to go right side for a key. I was supposed to mirror out. Instead, I went this way. I spent a key I did not need to spend, and we are now here. Cursed right side, but it's okay. It's not too big of a time loss. Also, I could have bonked that and not got through. There we go. That's a little bit of random brain coming in and hacking this up a little bit, but it's okay. All right. Get some extra hearts, refill that. So you get to see this area, the DLC of Link to the Past speedrunning. Yeah, that's not the map. Okay, the small key is over here. So might as well get some bombs. There it is. We're playing it how Nintendo Nintended. We'll get some more arrows while we're at it. There we go. I think I set the switch to what it needs to be. I just wanted some more arrows, some more health. Don't worry about it. Look, if I executed every strat first try, would you really believe me that I was actually doing a Rusty speedrun? No, right? You'd be like, I watched for the Rusty. I did not get the Rusty. No, you're getting the full Rusty. We did have the Club Nintendo Presents Super Metroid run on not too long ago on Game Masters. All right, coming up is a very fun room, the turtle room. There is a cool strat. I'm gonna try and do it. Where I can just, it's very precise. You know what, good enough. I'll take it. Now we're at what I consider to be one of the scariest bosses in the game. This is the early game reset wall. You can take 4 hits. He's very RNG heavy, and you got to get right up in his face, literally, to attack him. I'm just gonna pump some arrows. Good enough. All right, that is Helmasaur King down. So we get a little bit of a reprieve here for crystal number 1. The optimal strat there is to extend your hammer's hitbox with spin speed. Gives you a little extra pixel or not. And smack him 4 times in the face with a hammer. I do not trust myself to do that without practicing it beforehand, so we went for a little bit of a safer fight. That's a little bit slower, but a lot less chance of dying. And that is one of the worst bosses to die at, because you have to go through the entire dungeon again, because there's no checkpoints anywhere. You go right back to the start, and there are so many rooms, so many enemy rooms you have to go through to get back there. I have to go through the turtles again. I have to go through the mimic room again, go downstairs again, hit some switches again. It's just kind of a disaster. All right, so here we are. So I think we do exit this way. We do not mirror yet. Because what do we do next? It's not... Is it... I'm trying to think. Okay. We're heading over, I believe, to Village of Outcasts next. Yes, we're doing Village of Outcasts next. But we don't have the flippers. Boy, stay off of me. There we go. So Village of Outcasts is where Blind is, which is a little bit scary if I mess it up. There are a couple things we're going to do along the way, and there is a major reason why we go do this section next. So we're going to talk to you, and you're going to give me a shovel. Then we're going to immediately mirror. Get our flutes. Now, I believe what I need to do here is stay in Light World and head down. This is the muscle memory speaking to me. This is what it is telling me. All right, we're gonna try and prepare our unholy spin speed. Not sure if I got it. Nope. There's the fastest red guard in existence right here. Look at him go. Classic overachiever. Okay. And this is why. We can now travel around Light World very fast. And that's why we come here second after Palace of Darkness. Hammer locks so much stuff in the game that you kind of just need it. You need the hammer instantly. You start in Dark World on the pyramid, so there's no better time to go do Palace of Darkness. And pretty much every dungeon has hammer locks to it. So you can enter a lot of dungeons as soon as you enter Dark World. But it requires some glitches, and even if you can get into the dungeons, most of them have hard walls that you cannot get past to either collect the item that you need or just to get further in the dungeon. So a hammer is essential. All right, scary dungeon as well. Let's see. We don't need to do much here. We're just rushing the big key, which is in the bottom left. Come on, muscle memory, don't fail me now. This should be the big key. There it is. One thing I like about Link to the Past as opposed to other Zelda games where your modern Zelda game will have a big key, and the big key is synonymous with opening up the boss door. But that's not the case in Link to the Past, where it's kind of just, there's a lot of doors that the big key can open. And it's also needed to get the item that is inside each dungeon. So I like that it has a little bit more use than just being the keys to the final lock. Oh, we got bad RNG, so I can't do the super awesome trick here. Also, I'm 3.5 hearts. I'm scared. I am scared now. Everything in the Dark World basically hits for 2 hearts worth of damage, including these crickets. Oh, okay, let's see, I need to adjust here, up. I don't trust these. We're gonna get some extra bombs. Just stay away from me. I don't want to die a second time on GDQ. Okay, you're gonna deal. Okay, you all are just blocking my way. Get out of here. All right, this should be a bomb. Yeah. If I am not max bombs, I'm getting that bomb. All right, there are some refills in this room here. And also Zazaks, the alligator enemies, or whatever you want to call these things, dragon enemies. They have hearts on their drop table. So I'm gonna see if I can get some. So I wouldn't mind having sword beams for blinds, who I'm currently escorting. There's the Titan's mitts. If I die to blinds, that's gonna be the most costly death ever. Not because it's hard to get back, but because the RNG is messed up. So we really don't want to see a blind death here. It could happen. If I die on GDQ, I die on real life, yeah. This is a joke, but sometimes it feels that way. All right, here we go. Okay, I messed up the RNG. Oh, okay. I was not worried. I had exactly as much health as I needed. Okay. I have rock solid nerves. My heart rate has not increased at all, in fact. It's fine, yeah, It's fun. Look, I've not played this game in 2 years, okay? Is the RNG deterministic until you get your first hit, or what do you mean with messing up RNG? That is a great question. So blind, if you're unfamiliar, is like most of the bosses run off of a script. So if you do the same things all the time, then blind will do the same things all the time. And in this case, it's if you get hits on blind's head at the same frame, he will go the same direction. So that's why I was like holding my sword out so that frame 1 he spawns in, I would get a hit. So if you do that, then you can predict where he's going to go without fail. So I got the first 3 hits just fine. So I knew where he was going to go phase 2, but then I whiffed to hit phase 2. So that kind of made the last little bit crapshoot, but we got there. Anyway, these are our rupees that we need. And we get them now because the Master Sword, the legendary Sword of Evil's Bane, is kind of mid. The sword's not that great. So we're going to rescue our frog buddy. And we are going to get a better sword. This will help us with Mothula, who's coming up next. Another terrifying, like, gosh, there's so much scary stuff in this game, as I'm remembering. As it turns out, this game is difficult. We're gonna pay up 10 bucks for a better sword. And I actually messed this up, so I'm gonna show you a cool thing you can do. So these are warps, right? If you're holding an object, the warp will not work. So I'm gonna actually spend 2 bombs so I don't have to go through this. Actually, I think I can use a chicken. Yeah. Thank you, chicken. Planned. I will get the butter sword if chat demands it. Will you please tell me to get the butter sword, okay? That would be really awesome. So blind here is kind of like the halfway point of the run. But I'm going to do one more dungeon here. Skullwoods, because it'd be nice to just get this off of my plates. Because Skullwoods, everything in this game, I'm not joking that there's so many terrifying things. Mothula, the boss here, is terrifying. After we clear Skullwoods, we're going to be going into a quick break, after which I will get some water and recharge myself. Now, I need to correct myself. This is not rando. I should go this way. This room right here is, in my opinion, one of the, if not the singular worst rooms in rando, or in the game. Think we're okay? We're just gonna take it safe there. We're okay. Moving around those Gibdos that can kind of do whatever they want is brutal. Take a nice little warp back. And I'm not even going to try and bomb jump here. I'm just going to keep the health because Mothula scares me. Plus, I picked up some extra bombs, so I'm okay for now. So the reward here is the fire rod, which doesn't have too much use in the video game. It's like very, very nice, but the lamp can kind of do most things the fire rod can do. It's largely there because you need it to take out Trinex and Turtle Rock, and you need to gain access to to the final area of Skullwoods here. There's also one room in Ganon's Tower that we're not going to that requires it, and it is very helpful for cold stairs. So maybe I'm giving the fire rod too bad of a rap. It's the ice rod really that has one use, and that is to kill ahead of Trinex. So fire rod is fine. We'll give, you know what? I'll take back what I said. As I'm remembering more, fire rod is actually a pretty great item. All right, I hate this room. Just keep it going. Woo. Okay. Made it to Mothula. 4 Tempered Sword hits will end them. But the problem is, if you knock her into spikes, she doesn't take any damage. All right, that was pretty good. All right, we're gonna go through some text here. And as soon as we exit the dungeon and we're back in the forest, Skullwoods, we're gonna go into our break. I do want to give a special shout out, everybody, to Black and Flash, which is a community that uplifts and connects Black speedrunners of all levels, hosting special events throughout the year to raise money for charity and celebrate Black voices in the speedrunning scene. You can learn more at gdq.gg/BAF or use !BAF in Twitch chat to learn more. And also, if you think you can speedrun blindfolded, then GDQ Hotfix is hosting a special Games Done Blindfolded showcase on February 21st and 22nd, and you can submit. The submissions are open right now. So if you want to take part, you can do !GDB in chat for more details. And here we go. I'm going to go ahead and pause right here, and we're going to go into a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with the back half of Link to the Past NMG NE% Rusty Edition right after this. Welcome back from the break, everybody. My name is Kiara_TV, the host of Game Masters on GDQ Hotfix, and today you're watching me do Rusty speedruns. Chat voted for me to play a Link to the Past NMG NE% game I have not speedrun in over 2 years, and I'm doing my best. We're currently at 1 death from Landmollas of all things, so honestly, early game is a little bit more scary than late game. We have just collected our 3rd crystal by defeating Mothula, and now we are on our way to collect the remaining 4 and finish out the run here. So go ahead and resume in 3, 2, 1, go. And once again, operating on muscle memory of what to do here. And I think what I will do, because I do need to get my flippers. I'm just gonna take care of the ice rod right now, so I don't forget. So usually you would get this later, but there's no reason I can't do all this stuff right now. Because there's a handful of things you can kind of do in any order. And I'm also going to grab the Ether Medallion up on Death Mountain. Just get that taken care of. Both of these, I think optimally, you will do them like either after Ice Palace or after Swamp Palace, one of those two. I think for menuing efficiency, don't quote me on that. But once you have the flutes and everything, really you can kind of slip them in anytime, and it's going to be okay, because every single time you do it is a dead end. So you're going to be fluting away from it anyway. Which other games were available to vote for today? Super Mario 64 70 star, Celeste NE%, and Super Metroid 100% were the candidates. It was a pretty close battle between 70 star and this, but Link to the Past prevailed. There's the ether medallion, and now we need the flippers. You can fake flippers to Ice Palace, but we're not going to do that. We're going to fake flippers to go buy flippers. So hopefully I can do my movement correctly here. Slot nice and easily in here. But if you want to see any of those other speedruns, I'm highly open to negotiations. You can check out my own stream at twitch.tv/PR_TV. And you can just say, hey, Kiara, can you do this? And I'm bound to say yes, so you never know. All right, there's our flippers. Yes. What's fake flippers? Great question. Fake flippers is a glitch that involves tricking the game into thinking you have the flippers. And the way it works is pretty fascinating. So it's a game. It has programming as part of it. And there's little subroutines that it does to check for things. And when you jump into the water, there's a little splash animation that happens, right? And the game checks, well, it's related to it, but the same frame that splash animation happens, the game will run a check of, do you have flippers? Yes or no? And if you have the flippers, then you will fall into the water. If not, then you will be voided out. So if you jump into the water right at the edge of the screen and you transition the screen on the exact frame you land in, then you skip that frame. And just that subroutine of whether or not to kick you out doesn't run. And therefore, you can swim without flippers. It's a really, really neat thing that happens underneath the hood. There are other ways to do it with stuff called ancilla manipulation, where you just fire a whole bunch of stuff on the screen, and then the splash doesn't happen and the subroutine doesn't run. So that's an alternative thing. So if you see someone like throw a cane of Samaria down, and then like, how best to put this? And then like fire some arrows into a wall and place some bombs, then jump into the water. That's what's going on there. You're overloading memory to achieve the same effect as what I've done in my methods here. Oh, I forgot to get Quake. Yeah, I did a mistake. I shouldn't have done that to get flippers, so we're gonna have to go walk up to get Quake later. Anyway, don't worry about it. Just the muscle memory failed me. Ether gets you into Misery Mire, and Quake, which you get from the catfish, gets you into Turtle Rock, and Bombos is just a very useful item. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish out Ice Palace, and then from there we will oh wait, I need to, I think this is a small key down here. No, it's not a small key. I think this is the map. It's okay, it's fine. Oh, this is compass. Okay, listen, I needed to get the compass so I know where the boss is, okay? No, the key that you need to get, my memory is returning to me, is under a pot in this next room. Go under here, grab the key. There we go. That's what we needed. That's what I missed. Oh no, I flooded the key. Whatever will I do? You also typically do Misery Mire first before Swamp, so you can fake Flipper. But we're not worrying about that. In fact, I should have fake Flippered. Because now I have to go this wrong way. So we're losing a little bit of time to not perfect dungeon order, simply because I forgot the order. But we'll make it through the game with the Kiara routes. And having an extra heart for Misery Mire, I'm not going to complain. Big key. Okay, so here's our hook shots. We come over here and grab a small key. Now we can head to the boss. Go, speedrunner, go. I'm trying my best. Uh-oh. I broke it. I broke the switch. I will grab that bomb. Out of the way. Hookshot is one of my favorite Zelda items for sure. I think it's fun in every game it appears. I'm intentionally not getting up to full health here because Argus, the boss we're about to fight, you don't want sword beams because they deal fighter sword damage, the first sword you have. So rather than hitting him with fighter sword damage, you want to hit him with tempered sword damage with it, which is a factor 4 over it, and will one-shot these little puff balls. Oh. All right, we're gonna go for a cool little trick here if we can do it. Nice. All right, we got it. That's the one cycle. Fire 2 fire rods and get a spin slash in. And he has a couple frames of invulnerability, or of vulnerability, I should say. And if you hit him just fast enough, you can get all the damage you need in before he jumps back up in the air. So it's a little bit tight on the timing, but starting from the bottom right corner, positioning your sword spin right, and it's not too bad to get. All right, so now we should head over to Misery Mire. Or do I get Quake? Yeah, we should do Misery Mire because we're gonna have to go Light Worlds to get to Ice Palace. Yeah, Misery Mire's next. Yeah, it's largely a positioning thing to get that one cycle. So there's a whole bunch of great tutorial videos out there you can search for, and that will kind of lead you the way. We do not need... We'll just go do Misery Mire right now. I intentionally dashed a little bit further up to despawn that Murderdactyl, as they are commonly known. They hit for 3 hearts of damage. They do not get hecked by Quake. Usually they'll freeze, but I just don't want them to fly into me, so I'll despawn them by running a little bit further up. So I enter Misery Mire, which is like the second last dungeon number. This is Dungeon 6. Though, again, you don't really have to do these in an exact order. Now, no sword beams. I am gonna have to take it a little bit slow in this area. Ow, that was 4 hearts of damage. Wizrobes are killers. This is another pretty difficult dungeon. Oh, I don't need that chest. I don't think I need that item back there. I think what I need is just this key. The item on that bridge may be the compass. Alright, so... Oh no, that's the trap room. We don't need that. We need to go this way. Then down. This will get us the big key. Get a nice magic refill just in case. Now here's a fun glitch you can do. You can fire the fire rod through these blocks. As long as they are in motion, they don't have a hitbox. The hitbox does not exist. Also, is that heart gonna despawn? I think because it's not on the ground, it won't. I want it. I want you. Only the head of the fire snake is damaging. The tail is just for the effect. Also, I think I did need another key. Yeah, I did. That's this one here. We can just pick it up now. I think this is a small key. Yeah, this actually works out fine. I'm gonna try and clip through this rail because it looks cool. There we go. Oh, I didn't even need to do that. All right, we got the map. Now I can see where I am in the dungeon, because clearly I need to know. Oh, things are not looking good for Kiara. Two and a half hearts, you know, we're doing okay on time. We'll give it a go. What's the worst that could happen, right? It's not like I'll die in one hit to anything. Okay, I don't think I got spooky action. I was too late on my hit there. Let's do this the slow way. Not dashing because I don't want to spawn stuff to hurt me even further. Okay. Not gonna sugarcoat it. My chance of death is immense. Want that heart? Is it really just putting hearts on either side of the map? That's really funny. All right, I think I got all their items. Okay, we can survive one hit. And I lost track of where the pegs were. Okay. Four and a half hearts and a dream. Wish me luck. I'm gonna need it. Not looking great for me. All right, we're gonna swap to bow. Woo-hoo-hoo. Okay, I can breathe now. Again, just enough HP. Exactly the amount of HP I needed to do these bosses. Whew, all right. I was a little spooked, but made it through on no HP. I didn't feel comfortable doing the damage boost strat to make that go a little bit faster just because I had no hearts. Because I took 4 hearts of damage to the Wizrobe at the start. That's what ruined the strategy here. There wasn't much I can do with all that health lost. At least not that I can do safely. Mm-hmm. All right, we're in the clear. So Cold Stare is next. But we're gonna go grab the Quake Medallion, which we forgot to do. And there's really no better time to do it than kind of like right now. So that's what we're gonna do. I forgot to do this, so I misrouted in flippers too early, is what happened. And I will be showing you a cool trick in Ice Palace. That may be a major glitch, but you know, I'll give you all a treat. This is my show. I'll define my own NMG for now. It's called the Icebreaker. I think I remember how to do it. If not, then we'll go the traditional way. A little cheaty glitch. I'll show you. Thank you for the Quake Medallion, my good sir. See, the optimal route is you would mirror here and then go by the flippers, which I forgot to do. And let's go do Ice Palace. We'll take that magic. Ideally, I am at full HP when I go fight Cold Stare, because that'll allow me to skip some Fire Rod usage and have a couple shots for the actual boss. Cold Stare also very terrifying. Any body hit will do 3 hearts worth of damage. Ow. Ow again. Okay, not off to a great start here. Already down 3 hearts. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna head back to this room. Activate the switch. We're gonna head back over to this room, and we're gonna go through a wall. This is just between me and you all, okay? If I can pull it off. Come on. There we go. Okay. Ignore what just happened, okay? I just found a secret door. That's all that is. You didn't see anything, okay? I would like some hearts. I think there's a couple hearts back here. Is it just the one? Just the one. And I think this is like a compass. No, it's the map. Look at that. Walk in through here. Goodbye, blue chest or big chest. You know what? Since I did do a little bit of a cheaty glitch, let's go ahead and grab the blue mail. Normally, you never do that, but we'll show it off. I saved myself enough time to get the nice blue mail. Oh. Can I get one more heart off of you all? Nope, I just lost one. Okay. I do need full magic here, which I just got. So no extra fire rod shots for us for the boss. That's, I guess, the price I pay for doing a little bit of a bigger glitch. But we're fine. Didn't get them in the corner, it's okay. Good enough. There we go. We're heading up Death Mountain. Turtle Rock is next. Now you can get your guesses in of how many useless chests I'm gonna go and open up in Turtle Rock, because there's a lot of them. I don't remember which ones contain the maps and compasses and which ones I need. I know which one's the big key. I know the general routes I need to take. There's a couple 50-50 choices of whether or not I get a check. The route is scuffed, but we have made it. I'm pretty sure I don't need anything else. I guess I'll ask, chat, type 1 if you want the butter and silver arrows. Type 2 if you want me to do silverless tempered sword cannon. I'll leave it up to you all. It's a little bit of time investment to go get them. Four. I didn't say 4. I didn't say 3 either. All right, I'm seeing a bunch of 1s. We'll go get the butter, okay? After we clear Turtle Rock and Gan's Castle, we'll go get the butter. Oh no, oh no. They're saying number jokes in chat. What can I do? All right, we're gonna get a nice little fairy drop here. Fairy? No! Get back here! Thank you. Perfect. Okay, this is why we got the Quake Medallion. There we go. Did you know it's called Turtle Rock because it's a rock that looks like a turtle and there's a turtle in it? I thought that was, it took me a while to figure that part out. Sure, I can list my top 3 Zelda games. Number 1 is The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. Number 2 is Tears of the Kingdom. And I would say number 3 is this, Link to the Past. Also, I did not need that compass. So there's one I forgot to get. So in the next room, there are 2 chests. One of them has a small key, and I think one of them has a map. I need to pick the small key chest. Okay. Remember that little trick. Dang it, I picked wrong. This one's the small key. There it is. See, it's a 50-50 and I always get it wrong. I have not played many of the handheld Zelda games. I've largely stuck to the console ones. So stuff like, Oracle of Seasons, Oracle of Ages, the Minish Cap, I have just not played. But I'm very interested in eventually doing them on stream. So. Oh. All right, we're gonna try and do a cool strategy here. Okay, it almost worked. It almost worked. So I need an extra hearts and some arrows. There's an arrow pot after I make it through this right here. I actually just played the original Legend of Zelda for the first time last year. So that was a fun experience. Okay. Got a little bunny beam. Bunny Link is pretty cute. Okay. This next stream has 16 different RNG enemy patterns. The optimal one is when both of them jump up towards you. They did not do that. In fact, they did the worst RNG. Okay, I can't believe I actually got that strategy. That is actually the optimal crystal roller room. Utilizing iframes from the blocks and activating the switch with the Samari block. So I'll go ahead and say it. That was pretty awesome right there. Intense focus mode. Now, I need to remember which chest down here has the small key. And I think it is the bottom. I think it is number 4. Well, I found a pit first. All right, I'm taking so much damage here. I should probably grab this key and then... We're just gonna take a safety save right here. That way, if I die, I don't go all the way back to the beginning of the dungeon and have to do all this again. Cost me a couple seconds, but I think it's worth it. I have full confidence I'm not gonna die here, but you never know. I try not to be too cocky. Okay, here we go. Oh. So we do have the ice rod. We do the fire head first because after you kill one head, the other head starts to move faster, and the ice rod has slower projectiles, so it's just better to do the ice rod first. 1, 2, 3. 1. Switch to fire rod. Come over here. 1, 2, 3. Dodge. Fire rod. Let's try next. We set up a timed spin because before Trinex is fully extended, the head is vulnerable. Then after he is fully extended, you have to strike the middle of him and the head is invincible for whatever reason. I'm not sure why it works that way. So we time a spin, a double spin hit, which is like a positioning below where I know the boss is going to spawn. and that deals big damage, and then just one more sword slash ends it. So that's how you can do phase 2 really, really quickly. And there's Zelda. Zelda in Link to the Past is not held by Ganon, as Zelda is hiding away in Turtle Rock. Which game would I wish for Nintendo to create on Switch 2? Another 3D Zelda game, which I'm sure is going to happen. It's been almost 3 years since Tears of the Kingdom came out, so I wouldn't be surprised if we hear about the next Zelda this year, potentially. All right, so here we are. Ganon's castle. The final dungeon. Thank you all for being patient with me on this rusty speedrun. Gonna take a wonderful gulp of water. You all should too. As I took too long to put my water glass down and I overshot the stairs. Yo, hello, Jiggy. Big shout out to Jiggy. Awesome showrunner. Does some amazing special events on the weekends on GDQ. I don't know why I got these. We're not playing randomizer. So again, for those joining us, this is a Rusty Speedrun chat choice. Chat has chosen me to do Link to the Past NMG 80%, which I have not done in 2 years. So doing as good as I can. I don't think I actually need anything in this room. I think this is all junk. This is what I would check if I was playing randomizer, but speedrun, you don't need any of this stuff. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this is all junk. All right. I need to play smarter. Oh, I don't even need this. This is like... That just wasted a key. Yeah. Good job, Kiara. You are doing such a wonderful job remembering how to go through Ganon's tower. Okay, there's a key down here I now have to get. I'm still faster than you and you cry? Listen. Jiggy, I believe in you. You can do it. I think this is the optimal way since we're not playing randomizer. We go down here. And then down here. I am a game master, yes. Living up to my show's title. I'm just gonna let you come out of here. Come on, buddy. Come on, you can do it. You can escape. Yeah, good job. Let's get some... This is a backup 10 arrow chest if you are low on arrows. You can always just open that. Take notes, Jiggy. I'm not so sure this is gonna sub to you, but we'll see. Chat requested that I go get the butter sword and silver arrows, so dang it, I'm gonna go get them. There's also a 10 arrow pack right here that you can use to refill arrows as well. So there we go. We got the big key. I'm going to go ahead and take a slightly slower route to pick up the red mail so I don't make a fool of myself on Ganon. I would say, unless you're going for like a sub 150, sub 140, just actually, yeah, if you're going for heck, even sub 140, just get the red mail. Just get it. It's not too far out of the way. And it just makes the gauntlet a lot less stressful. Free? No. It's still difficult. Especially when you got moonwalking mimics. All right, we'll see how good I can do the gauntlet. Good job, Spike Trap, taking one for the team. All right, I do want some extra arrows. Thank you. And I will grab this heart. Thank you. This next room is called Ganon Ball Z. I'll give you one guess as to why that is the case. We're gonna stop here and just top off our HP. And up we go. Now the gauntlet starts. A whole bunch of rooms of enemies that we have to clear, one after the other. Oh, that one's just going on the world tour. Okay. Taking some hits, but it's okay. Ow. Ow. Oh my goodness. All right, Lambo 2. Okay, so I do remember the cane strategies for the next room. These are the only two rooms where the Cane of Samaria is great for dispatching enemies. Because Wizrobes die to anything, including a cane block. This one's a little bit more difficult. We gotta face left, hit it, and then swing. Clear that room out. And then this room is the last one where I need some magic. And I can't fire rod everything, so we are just going to torch you. Come down here. You always have a fire rod shot if you make it that far. Now this room has a heart, as well as a full magic refill, which I'm gonna get. So I can use my fire rod in the next room. Then we get this key. And we're almost there. All right, for the fans. For the fans, I'm gonna try this a couple times. If Moldorm gets out of it. Thank you. Only needed one, baby. See, now I get to look cool on my own show. Take notes, Jiggy. You can do that. I can teach you. Got a triple. Double. We got a 3-2-1. Okay, we'll take that. Never mind. We got a 3-2-0. There we go. All right. I'd be fine going in and killing Ganon now, but you all typed 1 and I am weak to the 1s. So let's go grab the gold sword, the butter sword, as well as silver arrows. That was a pretty good gauntlet for me, I think. You can tell the muscle memory coming in strong right there. All right. Goodbye. We don't need you. I will show you the shortcut, fast way to deliver the bomb to the Pyramid Fairy. See, I do have enough bomb money, yeah. I think it's like $300 to get the bomb. Or 100. It's 300 or 100. Maybe it's just 100. Oh. Okay, it's like 80 rupees. Okay, that's not too bad. All right, so what you can do with the bomb is you can just mirror. You head this way. This is the fastest way to deliver the bomb without using silly glitches. And then you just take the portal back up here. And we're right at the pyramid. There we go. Boom. 3. It's a long 3. Now let's upgrade our stuff. There's our silvers. I don't need these. There they are. The first time I ever played this game, I did not know the gold sword existed. So I had a heck of a time. There we go. Gold sword, just as chat demanded of me. Let's roast ourselves a pig. Okay, so we have gold sword, so it's 6 shots per phase. Phase 2 starts when you start spinning. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's that. There we go. That's Ganon with silver arrows. Time is going to come up as soon as I enter the door. Time. That's Link to the Past, NMG, any percent. Did we cut the 2? I think we did. We cut the 2. Okay. For a D-Rust, very couple death, well, only one death, I think. Couple close calls, I will say. We had a very close call on both Blind, where we're at half hearts, as well as a close call on Vitreous and Misery Mire. Anyway, thank you all so much for casting your vote for which game for me to D-Rust. I hope you had a lot of fun. Seriously, thank you all so much for not just watching Game Masters and like all the wonderful people we bring on. Thank you for supporting all things GDQ. Thank you for supporting my fellow showrunners. And just thank you for watching Hotfix in general. I really, really appreciate it. I put a lot of heart into these shows. So I am super happy to share my passion with you all. We're gonna go grab the Triforce. Hooray! So I have some fun stuff coming up in the tank that I'm not gonna share with y'all yet. You'll see in 2 weeks' time for my next show. I'm trying to think of some more wild things that we can bring on Game Masters that nobody would ever expect. Anyway, as wonderful as the credits music is for Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, both this and full credits, it's like 9 minutes of credits. So I don't want to keep y'all here for that long. Okay. That being said, that is it for me. My name is Kiara_TV. I host the show. Occasionally, I'll make an appearance, but you can find me at twitch.tv/Kiara_TV, where I do a whole bunch of variety streaming. I'll do the occasional speedrun. Would love to get back into 70 Star, which was an option for me to do today. But overall, I'm just having fun playing games casually or occasionally randomizing. Been doing some Elden Ring randomizer every Thursday. If that suits your boats. Fits your boat, floats your boat, something like that. There's a phrase here that I currently cannot think of because I just beat a very difficult video game. But yeah, you can catch me most days of the week. I'll be doing a stream. So if anybody shows up, it'll be nice to meet you. Nice to talk to you more over there. If not, I hope to see you all again here on GDQ Hotfix, watching Game Masters for all the wonderful shows I do. That being said, I am not going to keep this on any longer. If you missed out on Random Number Generation earlier or Game Masters today, stay tuned as we replay both shows after this. And tune in tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern for Out of the Box, followed by Creature Corner. You've been wonderful, and I'll see y'all next time on Game Masters. Bye!